The characterological disposition consists of the more or less permanent content of the individual's life, that is, the habitual ideas and feelings he has accumulated. Whether an idea that enters my mind motivates me to will something or not depends on how it relates to the rest of my ideas and also to my peculiarities of feeling. The stored content of my ideas will depend on the sum total of concepts that during my individual life have become linked to perceptions and become ideas. This sum depends on my greater or lesser capacity for intuition and on the range of my observations. In other words, it will depend on the subjective and the objective factors of my experiences, on the structure of my mind, and on my environment. My feeling life is especially important in determining my characterological disposition. Whether or not I make a particular idea or concept the motive for action will depend on whether it gives me pleasure or pain. These are the factors to be considered in an act of will. The immediately present idea or concept becomes a motive and determines the goal or purpose of my willing. My characterological disposition determines whether or not I will direct my activity toward that goal. For example, the idea of taking a walk in the next half hour determines the goal of my action, but this idea is raised to the level of a motive only if it meets with a suitable characterological disposition. That is, if during my life I have formed ideas of the sense and purpose of taking walks, such as its value for health, and further, if the idea of taking a walk is accompanied by a feeling of pleasure. We must therefore distinguish 1. The possible subjective dispositions that will turn specific ideas and concepts into motives, and 2. The possible ideas and concepts capable of influencing the characterological disposition so that an act of will results. The first is the driving force of a moral act, the second, its goal.